I've never been more terrified of anything in my entire life.
I think you should reevaluate that.
Right, does it say I'm streaming on Discord? No, it doesn't.
I mean, you're not streaming on YouTube. Oh,
If you could,
there we go.
if you could just tell me what the volume's like the relative
gonna mute
volume of you
myself.
versus me.
I'd say that when I was speaking to Tom, I don't know, about 10% lower volume, but it's a good balance.
Okay.
You want to
sick.
be a little bit louder.
Now what I need to do is link to my YouTube channel.
Hello. Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
You're live on the internet right now.
Really? Is that true?
Yep, he's
Yeah.
streaming.
What's he streaming?
Game
I'm gonna do
dev.
some game dev.
What are you programming?
What do you think?
Remember,
have a guess. Go on, you've got one guess.
Remember your semicolons, Tom. Is it bro?
Oh my god. Yes, it is. How did you know? Wow.
Oh,
That's nuts. You're such a good guesser.
I know. There's a reason they call me they call me a GeoGuessr.
Wow, that
actually works. That actually works. Wow.
Tom, I don't like the fact that you're telling other people that we're here.
Oh yeah, okay. You guys can go now. Bye.
Hey, bye.
We can go.
You
can
go.
As in, I'm gonna leave now.
Have a good game, Dev.
Thanks. All right, enough of that. Let's work some music on. So, yeah, I've never done this before in my entire life. This is completely new to me. I think sound should be alright. Let me know. And I've got the chat on screen because I couldn't work out. Oh, this split pane's not gonna work. I don't know what to do about the chat. Quite honestly. What does this do?
Push me to the edge. All my friends are dead. Push me to the edge. All my friends are dead. Push me to the edge. All my friends are dead. Push me to the edge.
Alright. I don't think there's much more for me to do here. Anyway, let's get going. These are my notes. These are things that I don't put into GitHub issues because they're usually half-baked thoughts or just writing down what needs to be done. So I'm working on reviewing someone's PR right now. Yeah, so I am dealing with this funky fade. The issue that we have is someone's added some post-win to change the post-win screen, and the post-win screen uses this transition called funky fade. And, it's if you skip it, it skips the thing after it. Like if you skip the transition, it should only skip the transition. And the way the post-game screen was implemented, that wasn't an issue, but now it is an issue because, yeah. So I think I have to do this.
die bigger than my
We
universe.
don't want.
I don't really care if you cry. On the real, you shouldn't ever lie. Should've saw the way she looked me in my eyes. She said, baby, I am not afraid to die. Push me to the edge. All my friends are dead. Push me to the edge. All my friends are dead. Push me to the edge.
Can I spell?
All my friends are dead. Push me to the edge.
Okay, that should be fine. And then the rest of it happens in Rogue main. Hang on, let me just that's all. I should do that on my phone. I need. I've never done streaming before. I don't know what is. And I've only got one monitor. That's why. This is,
Don't you know nothing comes free? What mom don't
okay, let's try this out.
has taken its toll on me.
Real input event, even in playback.
It's all I've seen.
I don't even know if I need to call Rogue
It's hard to
next
believe what it's
event, or whether I need to call next key or mouse event.
passing my life, living it out with her side, listening closely,
God, I can't type.
hearing mostly.
Here it is.
Can't shake concern. Seems that every time that I turn, I'm passing out pieces of me. Don't you know nothing comes free? What mom don't know has taken its toll on me. It's all I've seen that can't be wiped clean. It's hard to believe what it's meant.
I might just call next key or mouse event here.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. But I need a Rogue event. You know, this is just that's fine. Build this. Let's go. So you skip this. Your Bane of Sunlight, you don't have yours. Congratulations, skip the Dungeon of Doom. Space. Space. Okay. So it does now only skip the transition, not the screen afterwards, which is what it was doing before. Hang on a second, let me just... Sorry, I need to look at this. Why does it come up with the go live screen? I hate that. I also really hope changing my volume on my computer doesn't change my. No, it doesn't. Alright, I'm just trying to get everything set up basically. Alright, so now that Funky Fade's fixed, the other thing I wanted to test is that if I quit the game during the transition, it instantly closes. Now this is the issue, it doesn't. It crashes the game. That is what I expected to happen, because next to your mouse event, if you look in this file, in the function which actually does the handling of the event, of the passing of the events to next to your mouse event, you get this. If it's a quit event, you set game has ended, and it sends the escape key press. So the escape key press drops. Actually, I'm not entirely sure that's important. Heartbeats. I need to look at Funky Fade, really. No. The thing is, it's the fact that you've pressed game has ended. That the game has ended is set that's the most important thing. Like, that's what causes the game to quit. It's not the escape key. But I think it is the escape key for the function which blocks after Funky Fade, which is the wait for acknowledgement. I think wait for acknowledgement here will wait until you get, you know, an escape key here. You know, it really. There's a lot of issues in this game with not being able to quit, because the quit logic is so just contrived. It's like quitting the game is just a case of all just loads of functions just checking like, oh, are we quitting now? Okay, return. And then the call stack just dissolves. You know, all these functions just return. And like if one function is not checking whether you've quit the game or not, the whole thing will just block, because it's not. You know, there's no level of asynchronous event handling here. You know, it's not like, oh, an update function's running once a frame and then ending, and then the event loops refresh, and then, you know, events are pumped, and then, you know, event processing happens. It's nothing like that, because it's written in C, which is very fun. Most people streaming right now. I can't get the purple thing because you close this. Shit. YouTube streaming doesn't. Discord doesn't recognize it. I really need to hide this. I'm not gonna do this on stream, actually. I think that should be good. Please let me know if the music's too loud or anything. I think I'm a reasonable volume. I think I should commit this change, to be honest. Something like that. Just at least temporarily, while I decide what I'm gonna do here. Yeah, you can't quit the game. Big deal. I mean, okay, and I think then really all I need to do is just change this a little bit, because it should funky fade to the this string stuff is all printing to a buffer, which is funky faded to here, and then a more sign is displayed, so it then hangs on the inventory and item value thing, and then here all I need to do is just, I think, okay, that counts as a move now. Okay, yeah, here's what I'm going to do now. Just get rid of this. Basically, get rid of these two things. So now, the achievements come up with the recording file prompt. So now when we win the game, which funnily enough I've just hacked in Amulet of Yendor to spawn in my inventory on depth 1. If I just win the game, skip the transition. Congratulations. Funky fade to the inventory. Yes. Good. But we're missing the achievements somehow. Also, do we have a check on this? I think there should be another check here. Mind you, there's a separate comment. Basically, we need to stop trying to print off the edge of the screen. I don't really know what happens if you try and print off the edge of the screen. There we go. Sorry. I really hope there's nothing sensitive on our screen. I'm really not used to this. Gonna have to work out a solution for this, isn't it? I don't have a very big desk. I could just plug in another monitor, but my desk isn't very big. I'll have to work something out. Worst case, I'll just delete the VOD. Okay, so these are both going to the screen. So why is the achievements not showing up? Look, there's space for it. It's just not there. All right. I mean oh yeah, right, yeah. That's what's happened. Right. So, be gone. And you see, there's another instance where you can't quit the game until you press escape. So, okay, adding another one. What's the harm? Screen. Achievements. Well, and that'll be empty normally. Okay, great. You know what? I'm not actually done right now because I need to. He's changed this to true. He's done that for some reason. When the whole point of this patch is that you can see that the identified inventory. There you go. I quite like that actually. And it goes here. Yeah, I really quite like that. So there's another change here basically. space changes, slight tweaks. You know what? I'll add this one in as well. Why not? While we're here. And I is less than Rose. So we don't accidentally print off the end of the screen. But there's the problem, the stupidest thing is printing to Rose +1. So this needs to be less than Rose -1. That's the really dumb thing. Oh, there's a min. Oh, there's mins everywhere. Well, that doesn't make any sense. That just means it's going to overwrite all of the. It's just going to overwrite when it hits the bottom. Right. Well, whatever. Who cares? Okay, that's just the amulet. Fucking. Quite honestly, I think that's finished. All it needs now is a change file. Like a changelog entry. New file. Post victory screen. Sounds good. I know I should use a git ignore. Everyone tells me this. But I can't be bothered. Okay. You can see me meticulously editing my comment messages, which is probably what I spend most of my development time doing. The only thing this needs now is a rebase. You what, mate? That's fine. Screw that. There's probably a conflict. Yeah. Yes, this is a problem. Where's the sea? Change log. Here it is. Now I have to mark it as resolved. And then I have to do rebase continue. Alright. There it is, right on top of master. One final check. The rebased code. Let's lose some feats this time. Get hit by something. Okay. Okay, yeah. Killed things. Big deal. Let's kill something with a staff. Die. What? How did he survive? That's the debug. That's the debug staff of death. No one should be able to survive that. Okay. It doesn't matter. I've got the amulet. Let's just leave. Oh, I've deleted. Okay, we might as well go all the way to the bottom. It's gonna be quicker. Alien energy permeates the area. Here it is. Yoink. Fly all the way back up. Leave. Skip works. Inventory. Looks good to me. Didn't get any lumen stones. Okay, I think that's actually really good. I think that could be considered finished. That's the most major commit, I think, in terms of... The only time Funky Fades are used, though, is on post-victory screens. Or at least post-game screens. The death one has a Funky Fade to black. So... Oh, hang on. What am I doing? Oh, I'm just going to do it in here. Okay, sick. This is the pull request in question, and I didn't mention it. Might as well whack that in it. Maybe I'll get mentioned at least. Okay, that's done. I'm not going to push yet because paranoia. Now I'm going to apply this comment because people have been mentioning this in the Reddit to me. This is a really simple fix. It's a case of liches and phoenixes when they're polymorphed into other creatures. The other creatures still spawn their phoenix egg and the lich phylactery on death. So this is literally just killing the carried monster, freeing them, and then sending it to null. To see. Give me 1 sec, sorry. I think all I need to do with this one is amend a changes file into it. Polymorphed into other creatures. And that no longer phylacteries / eggs on death. The problem with this patch is that my stash is gone. I used to have a stash for testing this, but I appear to have lost it. Don't know why I'm doing this until I can just literally look. Right, well that's the amulet one, that can definitely go. What is the other stash? Okay, that can stay. Now I need to amend this to include phoenixes. What's the plural of phoenix? All shall be yellow and a flag. This is it. There was another issue here, but I'm pretty sure he's making it up. So I'm just going to close this. Alright. And then merge and car branch, don't make a comment. This is just for administrative reasons. Alright. Let's consult the file. I don't want you to see that. The lich one is here. Okay, the next thing I'm working on is tiles, but I think I might try and reproduce a bug which someone had. The bug is, I love that replays work in this mode. The bug is that if you finish the game in a recording, like you watch a recording to the very end, it makes an entry in the high score table, which is kind of dumb. Interesting. That did not appear to happen. Okay, let's test something. I need to go out of debug mode for this. I need to die. Let's go die. Find a creature, let it kill us. I was just thinking about how to test this. There's one. This kobold will do. Hey, come on, kill me. See me in my leather armor. Die. Okay. In fact, this is a good time to test the new funky fade. So if I press space, it fades to black, and I press space again. This used to be skipped. This screen. But now with the funky fade fix, it is not, which is good. So I should go on the high score table here. Okay, here I am. 95 gold. 11th of April. Save a recording. I died. View. I died. What happens if I do this now? Yes, look, there it is. Okay, that is silly. It wasn't me who did this. I didn't break this. It's an original behavior. from Brogue. So same kind of region of code we're in right now. It's actually in game over, probably. What the hell? So the function we're looking for is called I think it's called save high score, and it's done here. Is that done in this file? What function is this? Did I qualify for the high score list? Okay, well this is weird. The behavior of winning the game and dying is completely different in regards to what screens it shows you. So the... Oh no, it isn't. It does only print the high scores if you're qualified. The issue is... I think that's the problem.
Please could you be tender, and I will sit close to you. Let's give it a minute before we admit that we're through. Guess this is the winner. Our bodies are young and blue. I'm at Jungle City, it's late and this song is for you. Cause I remember the rush when forever was us, before all of the winds of regret and mistrust. Now we see
Player character. I can't remember what the default value is for playback mode. Playback mode. So playback mode being true, I think, means you're recording. So we test if are we not recording and did we qualify for the high score list. God knows what that means. Okay, it's in platform dependent, probably. No. For what the frick? Oh, okay, did it just decide not to search? That was fantastic. Highlight most recent. Okay, yeah, that just determines whether you qualify or not. Yeah, so basically, if you win... If you win and you don't qualify for the high scores, it doesn't show you the high score list at all. But if you lose and don't qualify for the high score list, it shows you it anyway. Which, to be honest, is not that big of a deal. I died. Speed this up a bit. There's only one entry. I mean, we didn't make another duplicate entry, I think. So let's find out. There's an issue here for this. 75. Nombre. Inventory. What am I doing?
Years loved you every single day, made me weak. It was real for me, yeah, real for me. Now I'll fake it every single day till I don't need fantasy, till I feel you.
Oh, hey, Tone.
But I still remember everything.
How's it going?
How we drift buying groceries, how you dance for me. I'll start letting go of little things till I'm so far away.
Feels weird having a established streamer in my chat. I've been saying, probably to myself for a while, that I've never done this before, and don't know. Just thought I'd stream some, you know, CE development. Watching a replay to completion would cause. Let me know if the audio is right, by the way. I don't know how to check it really. It sounded alright to me, but the volumes and everything.
Bet you wanna rip my heart out. Bet you wanna skip my calls now. Guess what? I like that. 'Cause I'm gonna mess your life up. Gonna wanna take my mouth shut. Look out. We're LOVELESS. Generation. LOVELESS. Generation. Of fucking with our lovers' heads. Generation.
Enjoy lurking. That's good. I've actually not watched many game dev streams myself. I think I've watched a couple. It's always really interesting because, you know, everyone does it you know, completely differently, uses different tools, and it's a completely different workflow and completely different code bases. Honestly, like, you know, with Brogue, I guess it's not the most interesting game to watch. 30-second delay, yeah, I think there is on YouTube. I haven't set it to low latency. I might do that. What was I saying? Yeah, there's not much interesting like actually developing the game for Rogue Steve, because that's not really part of the project's goals right now. So, but you know, I figured why not? I've been meaning to try it, and why not use the lockdown as a excuse? All right, what am I doing here? Committing this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going through fixing bugs right now, really, that people have reported. So this should fix issue number 75 by putting this here. Close number 75. Duplicate issues. Test. Yeah, comment. Let's go. Bang, that's like 2 bugs I've closed in the last hour. Tone, I can show you the tile support I've been working on. Brogue tiles obviously did exist, but I've been merging it into CE and doing it in a technically in a different way. Because the Brogue tiles code was just a complete like hack. You know, it worked, but you know, you couldn't toggle between tiles and text mode or anything like that. Actually, I think in one version you could, but maybe. But yeah, it wasn't very maintainable. So I've been working on this branch. Let's see here. Need to look inside here for the tiles sprite sheet. Got the floor alt here. Tiles 10, did it actually propagate that? Right, okay, that's why that doesn't work. There's an issue where potions are invisible in the tiles version. Not only invisibility potions, which might be argued to be thematic, but there we are. So it makes it easier to arguably it makes it easier to change the tiles because the mapping from the sprite sheet is way clearer now than it used to be. It also means that there's a bit more flexibility with having tiles for different tiles for when the same ASCII character is used. Now, for example, this door here, I haven't got a keybind to toggle tiles right now. I need to implement that at some point. But basically, this is a wooden door and has a particular sprite. I don't know how clear it's coming up on the stream. Hopefully, it's okay. But the locked door in Brogue is the same symbol. It's a plus sign, but we want to have a different sprite. So now I've got I've added lots of like mappings between. Basically, I've stripped out all of the references to what cells look like from the main code. So, for example, this is just a wooden door sprite. It used to just explicitly say, draw a plus here. Now it says draw a wooden door sprite here, and then it goes through all the mapping. It goes, in text mode, a wooden door sprite looks like a plus, but in graphics mode, it looks like this particular sprite. So the iron door sprite is also mapped to a plus in text mode, but it maps to a different sprite in tiles mode. That's basically the long and short of it. There's a massive table here. Let me find it. Platform dependent. Here we go. So here's the massive. This is the mapping of G, which stands for glyph. Every single glyph in the game maps to a particular ASCII or Unicode character. Yeah. Right. So there's more flexibility here with making just, I guess, the graphics more consistent between the text and the graphics mode and making them interact a bit better. I don't really know how tiles looked. I never played Brogue Tiles, so I don't know how it looked normally. But I know that there was cases where he had to redefine some internal numbers, like tile numbers, to be different things. For example, all these different sprites for Dar. Where's the Dar? So there's Dar Blade Master being mapped to lowercase d. But there's Priestess and Battle Mage here as well, which have different sprites but have the same D character. And the old version did some weird hackery to get different sprites for the different Dar, different goblins, ogres and such. Yeah, anyway. Just a bit easier to maintain really, but it has involved a bit more work. A system like NetHack does now. Oh, okay. NetHack vertical display oddly. Yeah, I haven't fixed that. That requires I am going to do that. In fact, let me add it to my to-do list right now. That's done, actually. I think that's mostly done. Wall, sprite, pass. So basically what I need to do for that is go through after, well, I don't know when to do it actually, but basically at some point I need to do another pass over the entire rendered screen and walk upwards, so like brush upwards, like this, iterating over all the cells. Basically, if there was a wall previously or a wall-like tile below it, then set it to a wall top tile and just keep going up like that, and basically like smoothing all these out from front walls, so that basically, oh, there's no wall tile, no wall tile, no wall tile, no wall tile, wall tile. Okay, so this one will stay a normal wall. Wall tile, oh, the previous one was a wall. Okay, make this a top, make this a top, make this a top, make this a top. Whatever. I need to do that at some point, and just rewrite all the... Oh, look, here's an invisible potion. It's just not here. I really don't know why. That really is quite strange. Oh, that's the wrong file. Because in here, there is quite clearly... It's quite hard, it's difficult to see, to be honest, because my stupid image viewer blurring it. But there is definitely a potion tile here. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. Oh, hey Josh. How many colors do Brogue tile support? Same as text Brogue, so it's basically full color, foreground, background colors. Yeah, they are. It's this exactly the same. So this is the bright sheet, incredibly blurred because of my image viewer. But there's basically just white sprites on transparent background, and then it does all the alpha blending and the the recoloring of the white sprite in the rendering code, and then just draws them on, sort of pastes them on. So that is, I think it's a good. I quite like it, to be honest. Like it keeps within the spirit of the text game, the text version of the game. And honestly, the color in Brogue is so built into the actual game. Like all the lighting code and everything is like really. It's used in visibility calculations all the time. So I don't want to mess with color that much. Yeah. Beat me to it. I mean, I could add, if I really wanted to, people have been saying, oh, can you make the liquid in the potions like red and blue, depending on like what potion they are. And I don't want to do that, basically. Because I don't know, it would require a lot of change to how things are rendered in Brogue, to be honest. I'd have to add like metadata to the object to keep track of which color it is, because at the moment potions are just generally labeled as potions. Yeah, just not worth it. Plus I think it would be confusing. I really don't like. I know that NetHack does that. Someone mentioned, maybe it was you. Yeah, I'm not sure. It breaks the. Well, I can't show you this particular example because this potion happens to be invisible. But items are yellow. That's the rule of Brogue UI, really. It's kind of silly, yeah. I've never played NetHack, although I've been tempted to recently with all my free time. It's so different from Brogue, isn't it? Brogue's almost like such a well crafted in a sense. I mean, NetHack's very, I guess, well crafted, but it seems like it's just full of stuff. Like the joy of the game is just like what on earth will happen to me next? Like, as opposed to Brogue, which is quite low in content. But yeah, I don't know. As I say, I don't know anything about it, really. What's next? Give me one sec. Give it a shot sometime. It's a classic. Yes, yeah, a good reference point. That's a good point. You know, I guess if I do want to decide I want to add things, I can borrow stuff from NetHack, I suppose. Invisible healing spores, yes. Well, that is expected because basically I haven't propagated the. I added a sprite for the healing spore, but I haven't propagated it to all these tiles files, so I know about that one. That's fine. So properly. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I'll make sure to try it out. The thing is, I did actually, I went to try and play NetHack, but I was looking for like a GUI, like a front end, because I don't know, maybe the NetHack UI is okay, but from my experience with playing, I think I tried to play ADOM once, maybe I tried to play Angband as well, just like, yeah, I've tried DCSS, I've tried ADOM, don't think I've played Angband, but like, there's just so many keys to do everything, like, it just, I don't know, I think I would just get too impatient. Trying to learn all. The way it pressures you to use and manage your inventory is very different. Okay. The only thing I know about NetHack gameplay is I watched a bot play it because I started working on a bot to play Brogue actually, which I really didn't go anywhere. Maybe I could show you. Yeah, in fact, you know, why not? Why not? I'll show you. Yeah, and the NetHack bot was just like. It just spent ages like moving, like doing these puzzles. I don't know what it was. Like moving rocks around. Is that it? Like, it just spent ages doing that. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on right now. It's just moving around these little rooms. Like, it would go do some other stuff, and then it would come back and then start pushing rocks around again, and then it would carry on do something else, and then cheat sheet. Yeah, good shout. Why are potions invisible? Let's start on that train of thought while we chat. Four fours of puzzles. Right, yeah, okay. Soccerman. Yeah, I've heard of Soccerman. In NetHack context. But I couldn't understand, like, it seemed like the bot spent a disproportionate amount of time in Soccer Band than anything else. Maybe it's a very long branch or something, but let me find actually what was okay, nice. It was called the Tactical Amulet Extraction Bot. No, that wasn't it actually. I really shouldn't be searching for this live on stream. My browser history. Yeah, I'll try to find it. I can show you my bot. If I let me show you. Got it somewhere. Okay. It's a pretty interesting branch. Oh, okay. Short and kind of samey. Well, I imagine that's probably why the bot was programmed to do it, because it was easily solvable with the bot. I think this is complete. I don't think. Let's try running it. So this is based on 174. Set up a pudding farm, which gives you somewhat unlimited resources, doesn't it? See, like, it's just like, what kind of items even like are in NetHack? It just seems just like the possibilities are endless, really. Cheats and so yes, yeah, I read that article. Really, really interesting. RNG exploit, manipulation. I didn't understand anything it then used. Pudding farming was removed. Okay. Well, I know a bot called TAEB, which I looked at because it had quite an interesting architecture. It was quite dynamic. You know, so, some bots are quite like hard coded in terms of like they look for specific patterns and you know, they're quite railroady. But this was like a general one which tried to sort of analyze the risk of being near certain tiles, being near certain monsters. It built up like a it did loads of analysis on the map basically to decide what was the right thing to do, what were the priorities, what was all this goals, short-term, long-term goals, which those parts were sort of pre-coded, but then it did all the evaluation manually and then tried to work out its next action and did it like that. Seemed a bit more tactical. Anyway, let's try my bot. So you'll notice it's probably very similar to Auto Explore in Rogue, but in fact it might be completely identical, but I think it can go a bit further. No, it dies to eels. It's exactly the same, but it was implemented. So I had to write a Lua API for Rogue, which interacts with the entire game state, and then various action functions which execute things. Expected value, yeah. That's the thing. I'm gonna skip this song because it's a meme. Let's see if this one does any better. This is a lot faster. I have upgraded my CPU since I developed this bot, and it's a lot faster now. Weirdly, it slows down. Oh shh. I think it's gonna die again. It's died of depth 2. I've got it to depth 4 before. Look, it's ignoring all items. It doesn't pick up anything. It's incredibly basic right now. I really didn't get very far with it, but this is sort of proof of concept of using the API. Yeah, basically, this is what I used to test the API. Look, it even ran back into the caustic gas there. May die again. Oh, no, it might make it, but it'll probably run back in again. It does fight things. I don't think autopilot fights things, but my bot does always fight things, and that's why. Just ran past the blood wall. Huh? Yeah, so it's not intelligent at all, but it can pathfind, and that was the interesting challenge. And it does fully explore the level. Here we go, on depth 4 now. Might die here. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. That's the bot. It basically works via this is all the pathfinding code. Yeah, basically it has 5 plans. So move to cell, defeat a monster, fight monsters in general, like just to fight all visible monsters, go down the stairs and explore, and it evaluates each of those plans and then chooses the one with the highest benefit. And it is quite like simple right now that the cost of exploring is yeah. So it maps this is I was quite happy with this. Like, cost of exploring right now maps exactly to food. Basically, exploring always has the possibility. Exploring a 4 fully always has the possibility of getting you one. I said 500. Sorry, I'm not reading the chat. No, you just have to go down the floor. If you're on basically the upstairs, the location of the up staircase is always known. Yeah, it's always known. So if you fall down a pit, you can always see how to get back up. Even if you haven't found the downstairs yet. Yeah, sorry, I was saying about this food, the mapping. Yeah, so the exploring cost is, or the reward is based on the acquisition of food. So I had this idea of I sort of mapped everything back to starvation. I think there's there's this formula. So this is what I used to determine how valuable a course is, a course of action. So it's how many turns it takes plus 1800 times how much food it takes plus carry turns. What the hell's that? I honestly don't really know what I was doing here. Divided by the health times the health cost of the action. Again, not much science behind it. Or maybe there's a little bit of sort of analysis around there about trying to compare the how much is one food worth in turns in Rogue. Like, that's a pretty simple mapping. It's worth like 500 or 800 nutrition or something, whatever it is. But there are other how much is one food worth in HP. That's a more difficult calculation and analysis to do. And that's what I was exploring really with the bot, but I didn't get anywhere. I might pick it up someday, but yeah. Neat metric to base decisions on. I assume that was when I was talking about food, maybe. Yeah. 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 Yeah, possibly. But my aim with the bot was to really try and turn that into a science, really, and what fascinates me about AI. I mean, this is a very loose definition of it. of AI what my bot's doing, because it's not doing any machine learning or any typical AI, but you know, it's an artificial intelligence, so to speak. It's trying to intelligently play a game. One of the most interesting things I think about AI is that it discovers, like, what it discovers is so can be so like illuminating, because you can just they make decisions in such calculated ways that humans won't, because humans will sometimes rely on their experience, and usually, you know, humans are very good at learning things compared to computers, quite honestly, much faster, orders of magnitude. But you know, sometimes humans do things that they've learned because they don't really understand why. They just repeat the same actions and it kind of works. But you know, calculating AI, that's like, you know, you've baked all these principles into it and you've gone, okay, calculate this, the best thing. You know, you might be surprised that actually doing something you thought was crazy actually is the most optimal strategy. The Dota 2 bots, the team of 5 that OpenAI trained, you know, were just doing so unbelievably strange things that human players had just never, like, you know, if you'd have asked them, they'd gone, that's a terrible idea. But the bots were doing it and they were absolutely destroying world-class players, really. It was very impressive. Interesting to apply AI machine learning to a problem like playing Rogue. It would be, and someone's done that. I won't open my web browser now, but it's called, there was a thing called Rogue in a box, which you can look up. Someone did, as I think it was a PhD project, did a whole paper about playing the original Rogue with a machine learning strategy. They used deep Q learning, like reinforcement learning, and it didn't go very well. They said they couldn't get it to do anything substantially different from moving randomly. But given that OpenAI can train 5 bots to play Dota 2, which is orders of magnitude more complex than Rogue, I'm sure if you applied enough computing power and thought to it, you could master roguelikes with AI very easily. There's much less complexity than Dota 2, and quite honestly, the bots that play Dota 2, you know, they were world class, really. I don't know how far you are behind, but yeah, it's cool. You want to look up OpenAI 5 if you want to learn about that. That's what they're called. Anyway, I might stream maybe for 30 more minutes or so. Invisible potions, that's what we're doing. It'll be something here. I think the bug's here. Huh, I found the bug. I think. No, that's not the bug. it's an edge case, you know. It's zero. It's zero failing. Potion sprite 0. Cool night. Well, thanks for chatting. Giving me good company in my first stream. Appreciate that a lot. The number 0 is the bane of my existence. 0 mod 16 is 0. 0 divided by 16 is 0. This is the bug. Greater than or equals to instead of greater than. That is the bug. Yay, potions now are visible. There you go. Oh, yeah, that doesn't work. I can't teleport. Ah, okay. Let's get some other works. Oh, I thought that was a keeping death thing. Alright, cool. Solved that one. The only other thing I really need to do now is add it to the GUI. Oh no, I need to do the wall pass. Might as well do that. It's more fun. Than the other thing I was going to do. We need to basically there are various points that we could do this wall pass calculation. One of them is refresh screen. One of them is refresh screen, which is basically just redraws the entire scene or marks the entire screen as needing to be redrawn. But the thing is, the game screen isn't redrawn very often in its entirety. It's actually Rogue is very efficient at just only redrawing the tiles it needs to. So I am talking to no one. But if you use like shattering staff, shattering or tunneling, that's what I was going to say. You know, you won't be redrawing the entire screen, but you're still going to have to do wall calculations. What does this do? Refresh dungeon cell. Oh, banger. Oh, okay, yeah. We can do it at get sell appearance level. No. No, we can't. No, we can't. Well, to be honest, I'm probably going to stop streaming now. My brain is dying and I'm getting hungry. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks Tone and Josh for being in a chat, and anyone else who's been watching along. Yeah, I might do this again. Maybe. Yeah, well, see you next time.